Hello, and thank you very much for joining me in the studio again today. Yes, so I was on holiday last week. I was down in the sunny coast of Western-super-Mare in England, in the British Isles. So yeah, nice place. I spent a lot of time down there when I was a child. So I thought I was looking across the where the harbour was. There's a little harbour there, and I thought, yeah, I can paint a couple of those boats, but I was going to do it from memory. So I was going to do a couple of seascapes over the next couple of weeks because I've just come back from the beach. It was lovely. So as you can see, I've got a little bit of cardboard.
Hey, welcome, thanks for stopping by. It's time to learn with our friend Clive. So grab your brush, have a great time. And don't
that I put onto my easel there.
It's
I'll tell you the size if you're interested. It's just a little bit of canvas I got. It's a 12 by 16, 15, 16, anything like that will do. Anything you got to hand. There's no need to stress and go out and buy stuff specifically, unless you really want to. And yeah, I thought I would do something with some boats today. Now boats. So what I've got to do, I've got a little bit of water there. I've got some water there. I've got some sky, and I was going to bring in. There's like a dock there, so I put the dock on a slight angle. I may just put a couple of buildings in or something like that. There was a flagpole fly in there as well. We got a couple of boats that might be there. I want to put a couple of nice feature boats in, maybe. There, something like that. Maybe another one, possibly there or something. Just to make a painting, just to make a painting. But I like to keep my paintings easy, simple, straightforward. Because I know a lot of people that watch my channel are beginners, and they haven't got a lot of experience with acrylics, because acrylics dry very quickly. So what I try to do with my lessons is I try to help you and nurture you. So what I'm doing is just wetting my brush a little bit, because what I got planned on doing today, I haven't put any white on my palette. I'm going to incorporate some red. I got some vermilion there, as you can see on the palette. I got some ultramarine blue. I've also got some mid yellow as well. I've got some Prussian blue, and I got some black. A bit of white on my palette. There we are. A little bit of white as well, because I forgot to put that on there. And I've actually got some thickening gel, but there, I'll explain to you a little bit more about that as we progress with this painting. So I've got my new headset on today, and I'm just going to have a little look over my shoulder every so often and make sure that is still working, because these things tend to happen. Although my cameras are able to pick up my audio, the audio that comes off the cameras is not that good. That's why I need a headset. So I'm going to put some white on my brush. There we are. Just a touch of ultramarine blue, if I can pick up some. Just a touch of ultramarine blue. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into the sky area like this and just have fun. Now I've primed my canvas a little bit with a little bit of gesso and some burnt umber. That's all it is. Now I want a little bit of that to come through, so I'm not putting this paint on too thick, but I want it more white down here. There's a reason I want it more white down this area. I'm going to bring a bit of that white down like that, because we've got to put some orange in this sky now. Yellow and blue mix green, so we don't want our sky to go green, but we need some blue in the sky. So I'm just going to brush that in like this. It's quite warm in the studio today because the sun is out. People have been cutting their grass. It's actually a bank holiday today. So because it's a bank holiday, everybody are doing their gardens and things and cutting their grasses, and it's, as I said, the sun is out. It's quite a nice day actually, and I'm stuck in the studio painting, but I don't mind because it helps me de-stress. I was going to do a couple of videos today, but I think what I'm going to do is just do the one today and make a good job of it if I can. Just concentrate more on the moment as I'm painting this. So got that little bit of lovely colour in the sky. Get a little bit darker just up the top there like that. Wetting my brush, not putting any more paint on. And I'm just going to merge that in because I'm painting on cardboard and it's very warm in the studio. It's a very dry air in the studio today, so the paint is going to dry rapidly and I have to be aware of that. So I'm using a little bit more water, and I like painting on cardboard because now I've got so used to it and I can manipulate my paint a little bit more. I don't mind it drying quickly because of YouTube. So when I'm doing my own work, my own artwork, then I use canvas panels or canvas. I don't use cardboard as such, but canvas is good. But I tell you something, when you get used to painting on cardboard, it's so easy to store it. It's easy to transport it. If you paint in plein air, then I think that this is definitely the way to go, is a little bit of cardboard and acrylic. Because I've tried painting plein air. That's painting outside, by the way. If you don't know what that is, that's painting outside. And I've tried using oils and watercolours and acrylics and over the years on canvases and bits of wood and all this other stuff that we tend to try and paint on. I'm just checking my sounds okay. And I find this is a wonderful medium to paint on, actually, or substrate, if you want to call it a substrate. That's what it is, a substrate. A medium is something you paint onto, and a substrate is something you paint on. I just run the hairdryer over that and hoping that's going to be dry enough for what I want. So I'm going to make a little bit of orange now. And when doing colours like this, I just add a little bit of white to that just to make it a little bit more opaque. There we go. We'll just make that a little bit more opaque. Always start with a lighter colour first and then add the darker colour to it. So you don't need a lot. Don't need a lot. There's a spot, look. Just a spot to make a nice orange. There we go. Just a little bit more. Now, vermilion, it tends to be a little bit more on the orange side. So it's a little bit more, I think there's a little bit more yellow in vermilion than cadmium red or something. Like cadmium red is quite a strong colour. So we're going to put a little bit of glow in this sky now. I'm just brushing it on very gently. As a beginner, don't be worried. Don't worry about making mistakes. It's not important. The important thing is learning by doing. You've got to do. You've got to do. I keep saying this. I've said this for such a long time over the years. It's important to do. If we don't do, we never learn. If we don't make mistakes, we never learn. So I'm just darkening just a little bit. I've got to get a bit more around there, I think. Blend that in. Wash my brush a little bit. Take the excess off. Just got to go in straight into some water. That's got a little bit of medium to it. What I'm going to do is just paint that in. You can see the paint starting to lift, but it puts that glow into the sky like that without putting too much colour into it, and then we can come back down and then we can block that out a little bit more like this. There we go. Oh, Prussian blue and red make a lovely colour too, by the way. Experiment with that. So I'm going to get a little bit more vermilion. Bringing that in there like that. I'm just letting it do what it does. So, a little bit of vermilion. I'm going to get a little bit of ultramarine blue, Or is that Prussian blue? That's actually Prussian blue, sorry. That's Prussian blue. That's what I mean. Prussian blue. Prussian blue and red, look. It's going to make it purple. It's going to make a nice purpley colour. And that's what we want. We want to put that in there. A nice darker type of red. A little bit of moisture on your brush. When you're working with cardboard, you need a lot more moisture than you think. And just trying not to overbrush it too much now. Just trying to get that colour in the bottom like that. Maybe it's just like some sort of a sunset-y thing. I'm just checking my cameras again. Just a sunset-y type of thing. So I'm going to get a little bit more of that Prussian blue, a little bit darker. And I'm just going to come in just down there like that. I just draw this line very lightly across. Like that. Very lightly, very, very, very lightly. Some air and no airs. Just blend that off a little bit like that. To get that dark texture there. So we need to bring some white into the subject now. Let's get a bit more of this white and blue now. A little bit of Prussian blue, I think. A little bit of Prussian blue, I think. Just lines. Just lines like that, look. Let's go straight into some pure Prussian blue. Nice bright colour. Just lines. So all I'm doing is painting lengthwise like that with the brush. Let me just darken the paint and I'll show you what I mean. So using the edge of the brush, it's quite sharp on the edge. All I'm doing is just, instead of painting with the brush like that, I'm painting with the brush like that. So I'm actually just dragging lines across. There we go. Let's get some white. And again, same difference. Just doing exactly the same by the brush stroke. Now, if you want to block an area out quite thickly, then use it that way. There we go. Look, we can get a little bit of red in that then, because we've already got red on that brush. I paint it. I tend to be what they call a dirty painter. I know what colours will mix without making mud. Basically, I don't always get it right, but you know, I'm not going to lie to you. But sometimes I like this mixture of colours that you couldn't get if you really tried. To be honest, I'm going to get a bit of ultramarine blue in there now. You couldn't get it. It just happens, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And as you heard me say before, we just got to experiment and see what works and what doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. There you go. So let's get a little bit of this red orangey colour just reflecting in the water like that. Don't want too much, just a little bit. There we go. Let's just get a little bit of ultramarine blue and white again. Get that little bit of warmth maybe. Just, you know, just play with the colours. Just play with the colours. Don't mix blue and yellow together. You're going to get green. You can get away with mixing a little bit of red to the blue because it's only going to go purple. So this is what I mean. So if you're using like an orange, then you've got to be careful as well. But just be careful. Just be careful. Just enjoy the painting and just let it become what it is, which is just paint strokes on a bit of cardboard in this case, or canvas, or whatever you're doing. You've got to try and relax into the painting. Don't stress too much. So let's just say I put a big blue bark like that and it was a mistake. Well, what can we do? Well, we'll just blend it in and just live with it. You know, or we can wipe it off. But I try and not to wipe things off too much if I can help it. I just try and live with these things. And who knows? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But 99% of the time we can get away with it, with what we're trying, the effect that we're trying to get. And doing paintings for YouTube is quite a stressful thing, really. Although I don't get too stressed, not these days. But it can be quite stressful because I gotta try and get a painting done in a certain time. Now there are artists out there that'll do speeded up videos and things like that, which is absolutely fine, that is. But I don't like doing that. I like to just create things, and I don't want to spend an hour on a painting if I can help it. I just like to create some wonderful colours, and you'd be surprised sometimes what you can do in a short space of time, just as little experiments and things. There you go. So we've got a body of water, and we've got some sort of sun sky type of thing up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some Prussian blue, and I get it this vermilion. I want to make a dark colour. I'm not going to use brown or nothing like that. I'm just going to get the brush now, and now I'm just going to pull in like this and just try and create maybe this. I'm getting wider as I come towards the end of the canvas, so there we go. So that could be a lot straighter, but that could be like is it a pier? It could be a pier, or it could be a thing. And I'm just gonna pull in some, or pull off some paint with a card, so it looks like there's shadows and things and highlights on there, and you can see it. And we could put a building, or we had that lamp, that post, didn't we? A little post there, maybe. There we go. Maybe there's another little post there. Maybe there's another little post there, maybe. Very, very lightly. Just dab in the... There we go. There we go. It's like that. Easy, sir. Make it up as you go along. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy. Just enjoy. That's what we got to do today. We're just going to enjoy. We're going to put a building. No, just on the end there. Just a blob. Just a blob, look. There we go. Maybe we could put a... Maybe there's a little bit of light. That's actually giving me a good idea. So let's just put a little blob of white. These got to be little posts now with lamps on. Look, there we go. It's glowing. It's just starting to go dark, and they put the lights on. So that could be a church, couldn't it? This could be where the sailors come in, and a couple of sailors have lost it when they lose their lives at sea, and because there's accidents and things like that. They go straight to the church, don't they? And there, that's good. That's actually a good story. So maybe now we could get a little bit of reflection in the water like that. Maybe it's just a few broken waves or something, maybe just catching the light like that. There you go. Easy peasy. As I used to say when I was a kid, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yes. So I'm going to dry that off. Now you could get a pencil. You could get a pencil and go, you know, I can put a boat in like this, and you could draw this. You could draw that in, but we're not going to do that, are we? Why make things easy for ourselves? I'm just going to get this this little detail brush that I've got, I'm just going to get some plain white on my brush, because I want to put about maybe there, like that. Doesn't look like much like a boat. It doesn't look much like a boat. What are you doing, Clive? I'm mixing a bit of yellowy orange colour at the moment. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's what I've always learned. Things just have to look like something to be something. Because when we do things like this, look. And it looks as if there's maybe a little bit of water there. Like that. And the other trick we could get away with is just get some, I tell you what, let's just get a bit of black. Remind me I got black on my brush now. Get a palette knife. And I just stuck the palette knife into the paint like that, and I hope this is going to work. There's a bit of hair sticking off there. Where's that hair come from? I don't know. There we go. Maybe a little bit more black then. We make sure there's plenty of paint on this palette knife, because it was not going to work otherwise. There we go. One there. One there. One there like that. A little bit like that. There you go. Let's get it back into our orange. Back into a bit of white. Bum ba dum 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 dum. Right, we need to darken this red up a bit now, so let's get a little bit of Prussian blue to that. There we go. Maybe just a little bit more than that. Bit of yellow. A little bit of yellow. Not too much, not too much. In fact, it'd be nice if we put a nice yellow line down like that, maybe. Let's get our sails in now, so it's going to come like that. Dee 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 dee. Get some yellow. Boom, 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 boom. So we've got a boat. We have got a boat. It's the first boat. That's nice, isn't it? I like that. I like that. Let's have. I'm gonna do a blue boat. I think I'm gonna do a blue boat. Nice blue boat. I'm gonna put one, maybe just there, a little tiny one. There we are. Just a little tiny one. There we go. Just about to see that. There we go. Maybe there's somebody there. Get a little bit of that black. Just put somebody maybe sitting on our boat. So you could just about see that one. It's hard to define because it's nearly the same color as the water, but what we can do is put a few waves in there like that. And let's get what color can we do? Yellow. Let's just put that card there. Yellow and white. Like a nice bright yellow boat, I think. So maybe we can make one just a little bit bigger. Maybe just you can come in, maybe there like that. Perhaps these are having a race, maybe. That's what they're doing. They're having a race. They're having a race, they are. I like making ideas up and making things up like this. Do, 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 do. That's one of them big. I'm not a sailor, by the way, so if these sailors don't look like they should look, then I apologise, but I don't sail, so I don't know what sailors look like. I'm just making this up. This is what I think possibly they could be like. Who knows? I don't know. Okay, let's put a bit of red. And the water like that. boom, 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 boom. Gotta go quiet sometimes, because if we don't go quiet, you can't make things up. Right, so we just need the brush, because you just reminded me that I put black on that, which is not what I wanted. So very quickly, to be able to finish this painting off, and as I said, these lessons are very, very quick, but just give you an idea what you can accomplish. Let's just put some little foam patterns coming in the foreground, just to bring the foreground alive a little bit. There we go, get off. Get off. There we go, just like that, a little bit of thick paint. I did say I was going to talk about this thickening agent, but basically all it does is just thicken paint. I was going to use a palette knife actually. That's what I was going to do today, but I didn't, because sometimes we got ideas and they change. They do. So yeah, I tell you what we could do, just to finish this painting off. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get away with this, but maybe just get a little bit of really wishy-washy paint and just put a bit of glow around these lights. Because the light is just catching the sky. And we could put a bit of this light there like that. There we go. You can maybe just about see that. The other thing we could do, if we wanted to, is get a very thin brush. And then just put a few birds swinging in this, swinging, and they're not swinging, they're flying. A bit of white paint just on them, just to make sure that they look more like seagulls then. There you go, more like seagulls. And that is a number, actually, now I said number, I don't know why I said number, but we could put a number 1 on there like that. There we go, that's a number 1. And this could be number 6. Like that. There you go. Just gives it a little bit more life. You can see they racing and having fun. And how simple is a painting like that in, I would say, approximately 25 minutes. So have a bit of fun, enjoy, and just let the paint away the stress of everyday life. Thank you very much for joining me in the studio. See you next time. Bye.